my warm embrace, and I make it last forever.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Is that how it go? Is that how it goes? Lucy, you got some explaining to do. Why y'all talking about this Alex Fine man? I think that's his name. Cassie husband. Matter of fact, I was gonna play one video before we got there, but it seemed like we need to go ahead and play this other video from my guy, the incomparable, the notorious, the one that the one that you not real enough to even be dealing with. AC, man. Caliber commentary. What's wrong with you? Where you been at? Fix your face. We're gonna share a video from him first so we can paint this picture that we need to paint. We're going to talk about what we need to talk about. We're going to address all the things and happenings that need to be addressed. We're going to draw these parallels between how does the Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation connect with the Cassie and Diddy and Alex Fine situation. Okay? Let's go ahead and take it there real quick. I was going to share a different video, but listen, this is what we got right here, man. Let's go ahead and check this out real quick, man. So we're gonna go ahead and start with Cassie and Diddy and Alex Fine first, but we gotta go ahead and paint this picture. Let me get the chop in this fable. You know what I'm saying? You understand?
Your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
Okay, check it out. Fair use to the content creator. Her name channel is The Talk of Shame. Shout out to The Talk of Shame. Let's get it.
On the stand is the same Ash that was in the reality show Gigolos. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my previous video. Just click on the comment and you can see I was talking about how during week one of the trial, they were talking about these escorts and they had different names that they rattled off. And one of the names that stood out was Ash. And I was
So if you guys don't know, Gigolos is actually a show basically based off of Gigolos. So there was a Showtime a show called Gigolos, and basically it was a reality show about these male gigolos from I think Las Vegas, right? And yo, two guys who were actually on the show as cast members are actually in this lineup. First of all, these pictures look freaking crazy. But anywho, we gotta start with that. That's just freaking fucking crazy. I'm sorry, because if you've seen the show, you know how crazy it is that these same dudes was basically peeing on Cassie in so many words. You know what I mean? This is crazy work.
was like, is that the same Ash from the reality show? Well, the prosecutors released a bunch of photos of the escorts who participated in these freak offs. And you can see one of the pictures is Ash. But also, if you see below, the guy below him looks suspiciously like another cast member from Gigolos,
Exactly.
whose name was Vin Armani.
Yes.
While Ash's photo was confirmed with the name Ash, the man in this photo goes by the name Jules, according to the exhibits. However, the men in these two photos look really similar. The man above is Vin Armani from the reality show Gigolos, and the man in this exhibit photo has the name Jules. So either there's a man named Jules that has a twin that goes by the name Vin Armani, or Jules is possibly another alias, or maybe even his real name, because we know that Vin Armani was the alias he used on the show. Obviously, none of this is important to any of the charges in the case, but
There is no way in the goddamn world that there's going to be two dudes who got a bald head. First of all, this is a very mulatto look. This is how you know he got a white daddy. He more than likely his daddy white. You know what I'm saying? So, cause lot of times when they we having white daddies, they bald early. Cause no man. All right, let's address this real quick. No man ever wants to be. He doesn't want to be bald. Unless it was the Onyx era. You know what I'm saying? When DMX and them was outside. Alright, there was one era in the world where niggas wanted to be bald. And that was probably around the time when DMX was hot. You had Onyx. I feel like Ja Rule had a bald head at one point, right? Did he have a bald head? Let me know. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if he had a bald head, and that'll also let me know how far you got in the video. Subscribe to the channel. So anyway, no. In my story, that has been. Who else could it be? No. I think you're right. You know what? Hold on. Let me use my brain. Your brain not working. Yes, that's him, but it doesn't matter as much.
But I just thought it was wild that members from a reality show participated in these freak offs. And I'm curious if any of them will come forward and tell their stories in the future. And now it's been confirmed that the
So this, I'm gonna give you guys a bigger picture of that real quick. I wasn't gonna do this, but I said, you know what? I'm sorry, man. AC's reaction was too funny, but this is the full lineup. They actually released this. Okay, so what AC was talking about was the fact that Alex Fine may have known that Cassie did things, but like I said before, Cassie gave a lot of details, told a lot. And what was the reason that I told y'all for why she wanted to take that stand and why she wanted to get up there? And I could be wrong, but I'm just saying it goes back to what I always tell y'all about how, well, it builds upon Angry Man's point about how women do not take L's, or they cannot admit to taking L's, or they can't take L's gracefully. Even if she thinks she's about to take an L, this is really a thing, and it also goes into why women put a lot of effort into manipulation to eliminate competition and or competition and discomfort, which I'm saying, which women will do with their friends and women around. Women, for the most part, by nature, kind of for the most part, if it's not her daughter, maybe even then they will sabotage other women, especially when it comes to relationships, by giving them bad advice. And the advice usually makes it to where they're not able to maintain relationships or get relationships. Okay, i.e., not telling her she looked fat in that shirt. Whoever was friends with Lizzo and women like Lizzo, she got fucked up friends. Okay, because your friend should tell you, yo, you have no chance at happiness in that body. Keep it 100. I'm not going to truly be happy so this body is about 40 pounds lighter. Because that's what I need to be like regular fat. Right now, again, it's an uphill battle. My whole life. I've been working on this my whole life. You understand? But anywho, um, women don't take L's and women don't let things go. And a few people have made this point, but I'm gonna make this point too about how a part of why she wanted to be a part of this trial. Also, don't forget, this is an artist. Artists have an insatiable desire to be in the spotlight and to get attention. This whole journey of her started with her wanting to get the attention of a superstar. And that combined with a woman's hypergamous nature led to you basically dumping Ryan Leslie, who got you to where you needed to go. When you got to where you needed to go, just at the beginning of the journey, who knows how many hits she could have made with Ryan Leslie, or how she could have developed as an artist? Because being an artist, everything is a spiritual journey. It's a whole journey, right? And had she stayed on that path, because every path ain't the right path. Had she stayed on that path, she would have flourished in the role that she set out to kind of fulfill in terms of her being like an R&B singer or being a pop singer, right? But instead, she wanted to just becoming Diddy's girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And one of Diddy's girls, or maybe just kind of just being the bottom beach. You understand? Even right here in this picture, you got all these gigolos here, and a lot of these pictures are kind of weird pictures to use for such a thing. But and it's just a weird collection of people, right? But she did not. She did nasty things with all these people, and which is really their business. I don't really feel like, what I'm saying, I'm supposed to be in this world right now, but it is what it is. But the point being is, she's on that stand to get her revenge on Diddy. Okay, because she wanted to have a family with that man probably, and that's what she probably thought was going to happen, and it didn't happen, and so on and so forth, right? And not only that, and again, I don't have all the information, but apparently Cassie testifies to still being in love with Diddy and also cheat on her husband with Diddy after they got together. So even after she broke up with Diddy, right, and she got with this man, she actually did cheat on her current husband with Alex Fine. nasty work. But I'm gonna play a little bit of AC's reaction, man. This shit is classic. I'm sorry, man. You gotta hear this. Fair use.
These are the
Not him laughing.
okay. Let me get it
Let's
together.
be
All
serious,
right.
AC. Come on.
So these are the male escorts that were jumping off with Cassie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go through the list of guys. Right. I'm laughing at the photos. These photos are hilarious. Okay, so this guy named right here is Jonathan. He looks blitzed.
Oh, who's he pointing to?
He looks blitzed. He looked like he came straight out of AA.
Poor.
And he was jumping off with Cassie in LA in 2016, right?
Jumping off.
This is Jake right here. This guy right here is Jake. he looks like he's doing a commercial for cologne. You know how they do the cologne commercials in black and white? This what they doing? This how they advertise? Obsession for men.
You big dummy.
Okay. This is Jules, him. This guy been talked about, he's been talked about a few times in the documents. He looks like he's on the registry, right? He looks like he's on the registry.
All right, hold on, man. Listen, now we doing last get disrespect.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna lie. He's usually very insightful, but he goes on like this for like 8 minutes. But anywho. But this right here, could you imagine your wife or the mother of your children having to look at a bulletin board of people that really just a few, I guess, because it's just a few dudes here, but these are some wild pictures that they use, right? But in case you don't know. The guy right here looks like Vin Diesel. That's one, and then this guy named Ash. I feel like it was two more, but these two, the guy at the bottom, the Indian dude at the bottom, and Vin up here, guy named whatever. They were both on Gigolos. That's just fucking crazy. But anywho, first of all, I couldn't imagine my girl getting peed on by a dude who was also on a TV show called Gigolos based on men being. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the clip that I really want to kind of get into. Okay, where these women. Now I can't really stomach a lot of this. I'm going to go ahead and play it. Go check on my ribs, and I'm gonna make sure y'all can hear it. And so I'm gonna take.
How is Cassie's husband a simp? Y'all are like, oh, that's not love. He's a simp or it's just for the money. Why is it so impossible to think or to believe that a man could literally just love a broken woman, accept her for who she is, and just love her for it? Why is that impossible to believe? Is it because you can't do it?
That's hilarious. Cassie's husband, Alex. That man ain't nothing. He ain't got nothing but God pumping through his veins. Like, truly an angel, Crazy.
5 days, just 5 days, the world has gotten to witness the strength and bravery of my wife freeing herself of her past. There has been speculation online surrounding how it must feel for me to sit there and listen to my wife's testimony. I have felt so many things sitting there. I have felt tremendous pride and overwhelming love for Cass. I have felt profound anger that she has been subjected to sitting in front of a person who tried to break her. So, to him and everyone else involved who helped him along the way, please know this. You did not. You did not break her spirit nor her smile that lights up every room. You did not break the souls of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man, he said. I did not save Cassie. To say that is an insult to the years of painful work my wife has done to save herself. Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her. All I have done is love her as she has loved me. Her life is now surrounded by love, laughter, and our family. This horrific chapter is forever behind us, and we will not be making additional statements. We appreciate all of the love and support we have received, and we ask that you respect our privacy as we welcome our son into a world that is now safer because of his mom.
We need to start highlighting all the good men that are out there, but we need to start highlighting all the good men that are out there, because Alex Fine, Cassie's husband, has put out a statement praising his wife for the strength that she has had to endure.
All right, that's enough of that. That's why I had to leave while they doing this stupid shit. Okay, let's go ahead and cook real quick. So, Crim Secure made a comment a while back about how anything that doesn't make sense, any kind of weird. When she used the word weird, right? I thought that was kind of a weird choice of words, right? But she was saying like they try to make black women the face of like any weird, immoral, strange movement. Like basically things that don't really make sense. Or things that don't really add up, right? Like feminism and baby mamaism and shit like that. Being a single mother does not help anyone. Doesn't help the mother, doesn't help the kids, doesn't help. But black people have made a whole culture to the point where you'll offend people. You know what's crazy was the same person I had the argument about in regards to uh, a child having the best chance at life by having two parents in the household comes from a two-parent household. I'm like, what the fuck? What? What's wrong with you? But because so many of us are in that situation, gotta realize also with women too, right? And women said that there's a group there, it's hard for them to see a group as bad. Okay, so for example, right? I always use the analogy of when you was in school, you was in college, and you was failing a class, right? And when you found out that someone else in your class was also failing, it kind of it made you feel better. You know what I mean? And it made you feel a little better about failing because you're like, all right, well, if you failing too, rather than realize that, well, the person teaching the class is college educated. You are not. So there's a higher likelihood that you are the stupid one, and they know what they're doing, and you need to probably be studying better and using your resources. But rather than doing that, you'll find solace in the fact that, well, this other guy's failing too. Rather than saying, yo, this class costs money. I gotta make this work. I gotta see what I can do. And you see, just like that, progress will stop. Just like that. Something simple as that. But wherever women see that there's a group or if they see other people doing something, it's hard for them to see it as bad. Just like how we got to where I don't know what happened. Just like it's just overnight or at some point, like yo, it stopped being bad to be a hoe to the point where the hoes will come out and straight, yo, I'm hoeing. I'll show you how to network. Fuck a Netflix and chill. What's your network? When you first heard those bars on that Drake song, right? Forget all thing in my feelings, right? And he's sampling City Girls and Big Freedom and whatnot, right? I need the black cards and the code to the state. Code to the safe, code to this. I'm saying, like bars like that where basically that was like the beginning of like that scammer horror 304 rap. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, yo, all I care about is busting the nut, get my coochie ate, and if I will steal and do all kinds of crimes in order to be able to afford to look really good on Instagram and make y'all think I'm winning, and make you think I got money, right? But anywho, but that change, that shift, you also around that time start seeing more and more people who were actually sex workers that if you didn't really know what was going on, if you're not hip, you maybe don't realize, oh, this is a sex worker. Instagram is mostly back page. It's mostly an endless supply or endless list of ads from women, who you can meet up with for a fee. If she has an email in her bio and she not making it clear what she's selling and she just look good,
Your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
you know what I'm saying? Niggas always gotta show they nigga. But anywho, I bring this up in terms of like black women. I think y'all don't be realizing that you always want to be a part of something that or want to represent something that doesn't really matter or help, right? And in this situation, right, with the women bigging him up, what they're showing is you have no understanding of how a man thinks whatsoever. This is pretty much how y'all raise your sons. Y'all raise your sons to be bitch ass niggas. If you around your mother your whole life, even if you are inherently masculine, you will still have bitch ass nigga tendencies. But the way it plays out with men is the dude who is always attacking. You know what I'm saying? Always complaining, got a complaint in his mouth and shit. Always seems basically upset. His emotional expression is he wants you to feel like he's upset or annoyed in order to get you to move a little faster. Basically, those are all forms of control. When men make it seem as though they're trying to control your emotions and shit like that, that's manipulation. That's not honest. It's not honorable, right? And what it leads to is someone who feels as though subconsciously that they are also in control of you and how you hear and experience them. And again, women do this shit where they treat you as if you're in their movie, right? And you need to stick to your lines or they will recast you. You know what? I think that might be a better analogy for how women discard men. They discard you as if you've been recast. All right, or basically like they will do how Marvel did Jonathan Majors, and that actually signifies relationships too because Marvel really needed Jonathan Majors to be cake. I'm just saying people actually wanted to see that. People were actually really into that, and they just said fuck